Part 2 of this story has been edited heavily to avoid YouTube violations standards. Throughout, Mike was wondering what was going to become of him, but he decided to play it cool no matter what happens. Then, time came when the chauffeur signaled him to come into a small white steel door when he was told to follow all the instructions given to him. He was told to listen carefully and ensure that he followed all instructions. He nodded in agreement. Mike was escorted to his room where he cleaned himself, noticing for the first time that his hands had a lot of blood. He knew that he had put himself in a huge mess. Inside him, he knew that one day he would free himself and run away. He cleaned his hands, face, and dressed up. He was escorted to his black limousine that waited outside. As they left the complex, the convoy took a turn that exposed the parking of this huge complex building that was dome-shaped. He could see more cars on parking lot. The driver asked him, "Are you okay, sir?" Mike said that everything was fine, and after the entire ordeal, Mike had a very good picture of who Alice was. She was no longer that timid campus girl. She was a powerful and respected queen of the underworld. She held a key position in the organization and had security all around her, and referred to her as the boss. The fleet arrived at her house and each car was parked at its designated area. Mike was wondering how he will ever get a chance to free himself without being noticed. And as he entered his room, he found Alice seated in his room with 2 bodyguards standing by her side. She welcomed Mike and congratulated him for his fearlessness. Mike pretended to be happy and asked when they will start the job. Alice smiled and told him that in a few days he will be given an assignment. Now, from today, you're not permitted to go outside or have discussions of what transpired. To which he agreed everything will be brought to you here. You can go around the property, but you're not allowed to leave. Agreed? She asked, and Mike agreed. As they left, a waitress came in with dinner for Mike, to which he appreciated and ate. The following day, Alice sent for him in her office and told Mike that he wanted to get him a nice fancy house. So he was given a driver and 2 other men to shop for household equipments. He was given $5 million for his clothes and furnishing his new house. He accepted and they left for town. He did his selection and got to see his new 5-bedroom house, to which he loved, and within no time the household things started arriving in huge trucks. They were ordered to arrange everything and ensure that all machines ran perfectly for the owner to move in 2 days. They then left for their strange location. The following day, Mike spent his day in his room. He had a feeling that he is being observed, and so he had to act normal. He sat down and calmed his nerves by watching some movies. So the day for him to move to his new place came, and he was escorted. He was given the keys to his new prestigious house, and outside was a black Mercedes S-Class, parked with no registration plates on it. He went and looked around it, but never touched it, and went back to the house. He had 2 ladies who worked for him. His plan was to access the big cash and escape with it back to Nairobi. He was very patient, and a week after that, the whole ordeal started. He was waiting for this moment. He received a call from Alice and was told that he had sent her driver to come and pick him. He sat outside his balcony as Maybach 57 that had carried him came. He walked and opened the door and shut it. Upon arriving at Alice's house, he went and sat at the dining table, and soon Alice appeared alone and held a discussion with Mike for a while on how he is to behave and what to do with the money. She just snapped her fingers and one of the men appeared with a briefcase filled with dollars that amounted to 20 million Kenya shillings. This was for spending. He could not believe it, but inside him, his plan was maturing into reality. He took the briefcase with him to his place. There's no turning back. He knew that he was in a dangerous organization, but he knew that his faith in prayers could protect him. At this moment, he had decided to steal from the devil himself. When he arrived to his place, he was shown by the chauffeur or driver how to use his new safe to store his expensive items, and he left. He had his dinner served as usual and walked around his new building, enjoying the nice view around. The traffic below was quite busy, especially during rush hours. He also enjoyed watching the sunset from his balcony. One day, at around midday, there was a huge, deafening explosion, and everyone in the neighborhood, including the security officers at the gate, ran to the edge of the fence to see what had happened on the road below. Mike checked on the balcony and saw a tanker that had crashed into a petrol station bellow in flames. It was the golden moment for Mike to escape.